So you were the first ones to be announced as the artists participating in Eurovision of a very long list, but you were the last ones actually to announce your song. How was this waiting? Were you like patiently waiting to finally say what you were singing? Did you already know when you were chosen? How was the process?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for being here. And it's a big honor for us to be here and to be presented with you and share you some thoughts verbally. This is, I think, very important besides the music. With regards to the question, I think it was kind of something like preparing a special dish and to use some traditional recipes, to use traditional ingredients, but as well to use those ingredients accessible for the rest of the world. Because only traditional thing wouldn't work. So we had a very long journey about this. We had many discussions, and finally chose the one you heard. And yeah, it was the last one, but I think that the feedback and the emotion coming from the listeners and the voters was really good, and we're very much pleased about this.
Great. You were talking about a dish, and I was already imagining the delicious Georgian food.
Yes.
And actually, your song, it is like a Georgian delicacy, and that's a very good analogy. So the lyrics are in Georgian, and it's the first time that we're listening to a song that it's entirely sang in Georgian at Eurovision. But the title is in English. How was this decision? Did you decide it immediately that you wanted to sing in your mother tongue, and then you chose the title? Was it the other way around? How did it work?
Yeah, we were very much honored to have the language in Georgian, and this is the first time. And yeah, the first thing that comes up in my mind is the responsibility to present your language beautifully as we can, and we will do our best to do this. And secondly, the title of the song, I guess, yeah, For You is the word that everybody knows, not only English speakers and so on. This is, I think, accessible to the rest of the world, so we decided that For You, there's a very simple 2 words could be a better title.
Because you do have a title in Georgian.
Actually, in Georgian, For You is Sheni Gulistvis. In Georgian, it translates like this, but to translate directly with the word, it's for your heart, or for your sake, for your heart's sake, something like this. But simply, it's for you.
Great. And the band Iriao, you're working for a very long time. You're 7, I've heard, but obviously Eurovision has a 6-member limit on stage. How did you decide? Did you draw dice to decide who would come to Lisbon? How did it work?
Yeah, this is a highly challenging question, but I think that we are just 7. Now we're actually 8. We have one additional, and not now, but it's in the final part of last year we had a new member. But the 3 decided that we could be on the stage with 5. I think they made this decision. Our leader made this decision, so we just followed him.
Okay.
And this was a very emotional. A bit. We thought for a while about this, but then we followed this.
But they're of course back in Georgia supporting you and suffering with you while you're here.
Of course, every time messaging us, every time calling us what is happening, so on. So we try to update them as much as we can.
What does Iriao mean? Does it have a meaning? Is it a name?
So he will speak Georgian.
Yeah, it's fine. It's absolutely fine.
საქართველოში არის ძალიან პოპულარული და განსხვავებული შესრულება ხალხური სიმღერისა. ეს არის იოდლი, რომელსაც ქვია სახელად კრიმანჭული.
This is a beautiful language. I'm so glad you're singing in your language.
Thank you.
So pretty.
What is he saying? That this title was chosen by our leader. He's actually sitting here, and we just agreed immediately because Iriao is a kind of respect to our old singers and composers, folk singers, I mean, because Georgian polyphony and the singing is very rich. As you know, this has been recognized by UNESCO as intangible cultural heritage of mankind. So David decided that this word could express somehow a respect to them, since we used some of the elements from the folk traditional polyphonic singing.
და საინტერესოა რომ ამის შესრულება ყველას არ შეუძლია. უნდა გქონდეს განსაკუთრებული მონაცემები იმისთვის, რომ შეძლო იოდლის შესრულება.
Yeah, what about the word exactly Iriao? Iriao is a part of Georgian yodeling, which is characterized in one or two regions in Georgia. This is West Georgia. This is Guria, where it has the strongest polyphony. And in the polyphony, in some of the songs, you can meet the yodeling with the higher notes. Like we can show it later.
For example.
Yeah. Can you give us an example?
For example,
რომელიც ჟღერს ასე.
yeah, it's a high voice. Yeah, Iriao is like.
Suddenly, I thought that the Romanian act from last year was coming in on stage to join you. What I love about Georgian, not just your language, so I could hear you speaking in Georgian all day, but it's also that you're bringing so many different styles to Eurovision. You have like cabaret songs and pop songs and ethnic numbers, and now you're bringing the polyphonic sound. And I also know, Misha, that you're quite a big fan of Eurovision. So from all these Georgian different styles, which is your favorite? What's your favorite Georgian song in Eurovision?
მე ვფიქრობ, რომ ძალიან საინტერესოა ევროვიზიაზე რა ეს ყველაფერი შეგიძლია ქვეყანამ წარმოვადგინო თავიდან ბოლომდე. ნებისმიერი ჟანრით შენ შეგიძლია ძალიან საინტერესო ნაწარმოები შექმნა, რომელიც სამ წუთში შეიძლება გააერთიანო.
Yeah, he thinks that Eurovision is the space where the representatives from each country can represent freely the styles of music. So he very much adores that there is this diversified style of music. So he likes this, loves this.
ამ შემთხვევაში 2018 წელს საქართველოს ეცადა, რომ მაქსიმალურად ყველაფერი ის, რაც საქართველოს ახასიათებს, ჩაედო ამ სიმღერაში, რომელსაც ქვია შენი გულისთვის. და მე მგონი ჩვენ ეს გამოგვივიდა საინტერესოდ და ვფიქრობ, რომ ძალიან ბევრი არის ამ სიმღერაში ნაფიქრი, თუ რა შეიძლება გააერთიანო, რა შეიძლება ჩადო. ჩვენ შევეცადეთ, რომ ყველაფერი, რაც შეიძლებოდა გაგვერთიანებინა, მოვაქციეთ ამ სამ წუთში.
Yeah, he thinks that this entry from Georgia in 2018 is purely based on traditional, not only in singing, but the message is purely Georgian, because this for you, as I said in Georgian, Sheni Gulistris, is based on a very strong message that comes from a very famous poet, I think the most famous, Shotarus Taveli. He wrote the poem The Night Under in the Tiger Skin. So this for you is the message from so not only music, but we did our best to put the message also Georgian. So yeah.
და რაც ფავორია, ამ სიმღერაში ჩვენ ჩავდეთ სითბო და სიყვარული, რომელიც კიდევ უფრო მაგრა გააერთიანებს ევროვიზიის ყველა კონკურსანტს. ჩვენი ასე ვთქვათ, მიზანი არის, რომ ჩვენ ქართველები ყველასთან ერთად, ევროვიზიის მონაწილე ქვეყნებთან ერთად დავდგეთ და ის სითბო და სიყვარული ვანახოთ.
It's a very interesting fact about us is that most of the members of Iriao come from the early childhood, and the message for you has been, I think, the main message from us, because we for you can be translated in other ways, not me but we, and this message is also very close to Iriao members, because we grew up together and that we are together and we're gonna be together in the future with this messaging, holding like a flag.
I just love how serious musicians you are. I'm sorry I'm monopolizing this conversation. I could just go on here, but now we can have your questions. Yeah, there.
Good morning, Team Georgia. JP from Radio International.
Hello.
Amazingly, you've been to many countries performing your music, just like Indonesia, Borneo, Malaysia. Which was the most exciting place you've been to, and which place you would really love to perform your music at?
Okay.
Apart from Eurovision.
I think Shaka would answer about this.
Hello. Thank you for your question. The most emotional was for us Java Jazz Festival, Indonesia, performing with artists like Richard Bona, Bobby McFerrin, and Chris Botti, and so on. Yeah.
So we think probably this was the biggest experience we had this far. As far as this festival is among top 5 jazz festivals in the world, so we had a chance to meet these very big names there. So it was a big experience for Iriao, and it was actually in 2015, about 2 years after the band was founded. So yeah, it was a big challenge as well, and yeah, we would choose this one, Java Jazz in Indonesia.
They want to go to Indonesia, we all want to go to Georgia. Yeah, there. Yes, Bulgaria.
Hello.
Hello, I'm Sveta Chandarava from EurovisionBulgaria.com, and I was wondering about your announcement. I mean, you were announced to represent Georgia in the last day of the year. So, did you guys celebrate this together, and did you combine this celebration together with the welcoming of the new year? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Yeah, I think this was very much emotional and very much surprising because we didn't know that they selected us internally, and this was a very, very big surprise for us. Of course, we celebrated it. By the way, we had a concert the same night on 21st of December, and it was just announced, and we together were just in shock. It was very, very, very exciting moment, and we together celebrated, not only we, but all of our friends together.
Thank you. Here in the front row.
Hi, hello, I'm Simon from Polish Radio Newsletter. Welcome, Georgia, on board. Well, first of all, I'd love to say that probably you call the voice of Salvador Sobral because actually you don't represent fast food music at all here in the Eurovision Song Contest. But my question is, well, what you expect from presenting completely different style in this year's Eurovision Song Contest? You are unique. So what is your expectation here? And one more remark, actually when you presented your song in 2014, it was also different. And you were just before Poland like this year. So we are not neighbors only, but friends. So congratulations and good luck.
Thank you for your question.
Okay. Yes, this music is different, but we have a very high expectations as far as we just have read every single comments and the reviews about it, and I think Eurovision is outstanding opportunity for all the entries because you get the voice, you get the call of people, what they think about you, about your, I don't know, the music, the video, and all of the rest. So this was a great opportunity for us. We sat and discussed all of the comments and all of the reviews about us, and yeah, we think that most of the people have a very positive emotion about this, and we're very much pleased to get this. And of course, the comments that we received that dislike the song, this is also very much important for us, and we consider some of the comments from them, and yeah, this is natural. Yeah, I can see the...
Yeah, he's there.
Sorry.
And I know that
about the Poland
from Poland.
last year was before, Georgia was before. Can you repeat the question about this?
I'm sorry, you need to speak on the microphone, otherwise nobody can hear you.
It was just a remark that in 2014, when you were on the stage in the Eurovision stage in Copenhagen with completely different style as well, we were just after you like this year.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, thank you. And actually, we love Poland, and we are related. Iriao is related to Poland because the first album that we recorded was in Rogalov. Do you know this place?
It's near Lublin.
Near Lublin, yeah, this place where we were brought. So we didn't know the exact interior and exterior of the studio, and we were brought to some village. And first we thought that we were lost and kidnapped. And when we entered the studio, it was a really authentic, purely old way of recording on the how it's on the album. Yeah, it was outstanding. And only one person was managing the whole studio, and we recorded it live. We have a live. First album is live, not separately. We just sat, and the whole performance was live. And this is a big experience for Poland, and we love you.
I have to tell you that Salvador, when he knew that there was a jazz band representing a country in Eurovision, he reacted with a yeah.
Yeah, we've heard that.
He was super happy that you were coming here on the 5th row. Oh, sorry.
Hi, Emilia Giacometti from Eurovision Croatia. First of all, have a master's degree in ethnology, so I'm really glad that I can hear another part of cultural heritage. So this is my question: how the Georgian polyphonic singing is in the UNESCO list of heritage?
Yes.
How does it feel to perform that kind on a stage like Eurovision? Because we know that this is mostly a pop song festival.
Thank you for the question. Maybe Buba or... Yeah, I think the answer here is not one and straight, because our song is not purely very traditional and very cultural heritage representing song. This is just based on this. And actually, the polyphony that UNESCO recognized was really much more different, with a very complicated polyphonic way and style of singing, with the overtones. Even not there are hundreds of details for the polyphony that Georgia carries, and each region of Georgia, starting from the east, from the west, it dramatically changes. So I don't think that this very song is very directly representing the Georgian way and culture and style. It's somehow based on this. Based on this, I say that there is some three voices, a polyphony that we use in the middle, actually with the heart beating, and there are the words that explaining what for you means, and this heart beating actually is the moment when you give a hand to another, when you share something to another, and in response you get some feeling and emotion, and this is the heart beating that you're happy about this. So I think it's more based on the emotions, on the message, and the polyphony with the chorus with this way, I think.
There's a lot of ethnic sounds, but also fusion with other types of sounds. So here, first row, microphone there.
Hi, it's Cristina Giuntini from Oghe, Italy. First of all, I want to thank you because your song is my winner this year.
Wow, thank you very much.
And my question is, you're used to perform on live instruments, this I'm sure. And doesn't it feel a bit weird having to perform on a recorded track?
Buba will answer. Thank you for the question.
Can you just put the microphone through? Yeah.
ჩვენთვის ეს პირველი გამოწვევაა. პირველად შევხვდით ასეთ მდგომარეობას, რომ მოგვიწევს ფონოგრამაზე სიმღერის შესრულება. ალბათ ეს გზაც უნდა გავივლო, როგორც ჯგუფს, იმიტომ რომ აქ სხვანაირად შეუძლებელი იყო მონაწილეობა და წარდგენა ჩვენი კულტურის.
Yeah, he agrees that this is a kind of one of the first experiences for us that we sing the live vocal, and the instruments are back instruments. But I think that also there is concert, a performance that we're going to have on 7th of May, and there we had this very problem because we don't have this minus song tracks that we can add the voice on only. So we had a different outcome in this. So we're gonna.
Where are you performing?
This is, I think, the open performance in the street on 7th.
On your village, probably.
Yeah. So we will try to do it like a cappella.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you do a bit for us as a last surprise? A bit of your polyphonic sounds.
Abadilla,
Okay, this is all. We're not showing you the whole song.
Wow.
To be continued.
What a,
Thank you.
what a privilege. Thank you so much. Iriao just brought us a bit of Georgian heaven, guys, and thank you for that. And
Thank you very much.
best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you.